Oh, where'd Maya go? I don't see her anywhere. That's strange. Pretty sure this is the area she was assigned during the briefing. We've all disabled our ID markers so the enemy can't trace our location. She's on the move. It's not going to be easy to find her. Oh man, really hope she's not actually patrolling the area. They wanted us to get some rest so we wouldn't slow the whole group down later. I figured she'd be beside herself with worry for Her Highness, but I guess she decided to focus on carrying out her orders. Classic Maya, really. She could never neglect her patrol duties when Her Highness' safety is at stake, even if that duty was just an excuse to let us get some rest. Though in her case, she'd probably rather stay busy than just be left to her own thoughts. I hope this is just a thing where I'm going to check up on all of them. But the fact that the options aren't going away and they're just going red kind of worries me. But maybe that's just how it is in alternative now. They changed that from the previous games to this one. I don't know. Let's go talk to Tama, I guess.
訓練兵を出撃させるなんて極東国連軍の人手不足は相当深刻ね。
Whose voice is that?
あなたも災難だったわね。
That's Tama's voice. Who is she talking to?
私もね、まさか人間相手の作戦に駆り出されるなんて思ってもみなかったわ。
Why are the Americans so tall? Like, I know on average Americans are taller, but like... Well, okay, actually, to be fair, Miki is very short. I do know that one. That is fair. That woman's probably actually not that tall. She's probably about the same size as the other girls. It's just Miki's fucking short.
日本には一度来てみたいと思ってたんだけど、こんな形でそれが叶うなんてね。
It's an American surface pilot. I see. So the Americans are taking breaks as well.
すみません、少尉。こんなことになっちゃって。
え？
今は人間同士で戦っている場合じゃないのに。
どういうこと？どうしてあなたが謝るの？
Guess she must feel partially responsible because she's Japanese, since she suspects her dad was the one who got the US military involved, even though she doesn't know for sure. This incident is putting everyone in the 207th flight in an awkward position between the UN and Imperial forces. We're a ragtag band of cadets, Royal Guards, and US soldiers, caught up in a conflict between the UN, Japan, and America. Being surrounded by so many conflicting viewpoints is tough, and I'm sure it's even more stressful for Tama, given her father's part in all this.
もしかしてあなたは日本人？
はい、そうです。
You couldn't figure that out?
なるほど、そういうことか。じゃあ、なおのことつらいか。同胞に銃を向けるんだからね。
Well, at least this American lady seems very nice.
任務。
そう。
I'm really impressed with how mature that US soldier is being about all this, right? Sure, the American government's got ulterior motives, but these pilots never asked to be dragged into this petty rebellion. They've already lost comrades in the fighting. You'd think they would be about ready to take a swing at us by now, or at least mutter a few nasty words in our direction. Yet this one's actually comforting Tama.
私ね、フィンランド人なの。
Oh. From Finland. She's not American, but she's enlisted in the US Army? How does that work? America hasn't suffered a lot of casualties, so women haven't been affected by the draft yet. Hell, I don't even think they've lowered the drafting age. Plus, she's a foreigner.
戦災難民なのよ。ほら、私の国、もうなくなっちゃったから。
I mean, that is some big news to drop on someone.
別にいいのよ。気にしないで。
I remember. In this world, all of Europe was completely wiped out about 7 or 8 years ago, with the exception of the British Isles. I did not know that. If they told me that at some point, I completely forgot. Because yeah, I was talking earlier about like they only ever seem to talk about Japan and America. What about Europe? Apparently Europe's gone. Okay, nice to know.
でもどうしてフィンランド人のあなたがアメリカ軍にいるんですか？
そうね。理由は2つあって、まずアメリカの市民権を取得するためね。
市民権？
そう。戦災難民が市民権を得るには、 軍に入って除隊まで務め上げるしか方法がないのよ。だから今回派遣されている部隊のほとんどの人間が私と同じ戦災難民からの志願兵。お偉い。
Huh? Wait a second. So out of all the American forces sent here, the only actual Americans are Major Walken and the other higher-ups? Maybe I'm just being naive here, but I'm struggling to wrap my head around the thought of sending a whole unit of foreign refugees straight to the front lines. I know it's not my place to judge, but is US citizenship really worth risking your life for? Even knowing they sent you out here to keep Americans off the front lines?
あの地獄。ヨーロッパから生きて逃げ出せただけでも随分贅沢なことなんだけど、私が市民権を取れば家族を難民キャンプから出してあげられるからね。
So that's it. America may be mostly unharmed by all this, but even they don't have the resources to give all the refugees the same quality of life as their actual citizens. Captain Sagiri talked about how awful the refugee camps in Japan were during his broadcast. I'd imagine American camps aren't much different. So that's what she needs citizenship for. Huh, makes sense.
ということはご家族は無事だったんですね。
母と妹はね。父は国軍に志願して北カレリア戦線で行方不明。多分もう死んじゃってると思うけど。
すみません。
Oh,
私余
Miki.
計なことを。
もう今時珍しい話じゃないんだからいちいち気にしないの。家族4人のうち3人助かったなんて奇跡よ。
Hell yeah, remain positive.
ごめんなさい。
でね、入隊のもう一つの理由がそれ。
それ？
敵討ちってわけじゃないけど、父がそうしたように私もベータと戦って家族を守りたい。
お父さんと。
それでいつかあいつらをヨーロッパから追い出して祖国を再建するの。父が命がけで守ろうとしたフィンランドを。
It's a noble goal.
でね、私たちの家があった場所に父のお墓を建てて、そのそばで家族一緒に暮らしたいの。ところであなたの家族は無事？
はい。パパと2人です。ママは私が小さい頃病気で。
そう、お気の毒に。
いえ、私は最後までママのそばにいることができましたから、少尉に比べれば贅沢なことです。
またさっきから気にしないでって言ってるのに。もしかしてそれ日本人特有のリアクション？
Yeah, there's Miki's smile. Oh, I didn't know that. Tama's mom died from an illness, huh? No wonder her father's so doting.
私イルマテスレフ。あなたは？
Irma Teslov.
玉瀬ミキ。ミキ玉瀬です。
Right, she has to fucking reorder it for
ミキか。
American standards.
こんなこと言ったら失礼だけど、フィンランドだと男の子に間違えられる名前ね。
男の子ですか？なんか複雑ですね。
ねえミッキー、いつか人類がベータに勝って私の国が再建されたら、お父さん
Hell
と
yeah,
一
look
緒
at
に
Miki
フィンランドに
making
いらっしゃい。
friends. You'll
私が
love
招
to
待す
see
る
it.
から。
Like, we're still in a very fucked situation that we should be very worried about, but like, Miki's out here making a homie.
本当ですか？私絶対行きます。でもフィンランドってすごく遠いですよね。
確かに遠いけど、ソビエトを挟んで一つ隣じゃない。
Russia's the only thing
Nippon
between here and
一番近い
Finland, and
ヨーロッパなの？
come on, Russia's not that big.
そうだったんですか？日本のことまで知ってるなんて、イルマ少尉す
宿敵だったロシアを負かしたことのある唯一の国だから、多くのフィンランド人は日本に親近感と興味を持っているの。
Interesting.
それにお互い第二次世界大戦の敗戦国だしね。
ごい。ミキはフィンランドのことをあまり知らないので恥ずかしい。
だからこそミキには来てほしいのよ。いい？約束よ。
わかりま
だから早く終わらせようね。 人間同士の戦いも
Hell yeah.
ベータとの戦いも
Miki needs homies.
その時までお互い絶対死なない。いい？はい。よし。じゃあ行くね。そろそろ交代の時間だから。
はい。少尉、
Hell yeah. I'm glad Miki had a nice little moment, alright? You go see Ayamine, she's very conflicted. She's like, listen, Jude, just get away from me. I need time alone. Like, okay. You go look for Maya, she's nowhere to be found. You assume she's off on her own, contemplating shit. You're like, oh shit. But you go see Miki, she's over here making a friend. Love to see it. I pressed the button way too fast and she was shit, whatever. She joined a foreign military in the hopes of retaking her homeland and rescuing her family. That's what she's put her whole life on the line for. In a way, that's almost like her own personal pillar of strength. Just like how the Japanese find strength in the shogun. Man, it's like I can't get away from that concept.
あれ、タケルさん、
Huh? Ah, jeez. Ah!
どうしたの？
Oh, I was just wandering around to try and clear my head. I heard your voice, so...
もしかしてずっと見
Hi?
てたの？
No. I think I came in partway through, but it didn't feel right to interrupt either. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop.
別に謝ることじゃないですよ。
She seemed like a really great person. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it seems like the American Army has all sorts of people in it too, huh? After everything that's happened, I couldn't help but feel some animosity towards the American forces, but the individual pilots on the front lines aren't any different from you and me. If nothing else, she was at least talking to Tama as a sympathetic, considerate human being, not as a superior officer. What? Whoa, Tama, what's the matter? Aww. Hey.
自分の命も危ないのに、私のこと気遣って励ましてくれて。
Yeah.
自分の国がなくなっちゃって、家族や死んじゃったお父さんのために戦ってるのに、フィンランドを取り戻すために戦う。なのに私のパパが、
Mm-hmm.
パパがあの人たちを巻き込んじゃったのかもしれないんだよ。
Tama.
パパはいつも言ってた。日本を守るためにはアメリカ軍の力が必要だって。
Her dad said that to her? But that's true, isn't it? Just in terms of firepower, we're way better off with the Americans' help. Especially in circumstances like this. If the Beta chose to move south today, they could completely obliterate the Far East defense line. Even if you're right, doesn't that just go to show that he's really trying hard to help save Japan and the world as a whole? Besides, the Americans deployed their fleet out here as if they knew what was going to happen. They probably planned on intervening no matter what. Back in the command center, the Undersecretary was trying to get the US military brought into Yokohama base as soon as possible. And ultimately, he got his wish, but still, even Yuko-sensei acknowledged that he was only acting with Japan and Alternative 4's best interest in mind. Too bad I can't tell Tom about any of that.
タケルさん、
Aww,
私
Amiki.
怖い。
Huh?
もしかしたらこのクーデターもアメリカ軍を引き入れるためにパパが。
脚本を用意したのはおそらく国連上層部のオルタネイティブ5推進派と CIA でしょう。
I didn't put it together before, but she's right. That's absolutely possible. If Chief Yoro is to be believed, then Tama's dad might just be one of the UN higher-ups he was referring to. Then Undersecretary Tamasei's actions are effectively interfering with Alternative 4, aren't they? But that would also mean he's collaborating with the Alternative 5 supporters. Didn't he say he wanted to see Alternative 4 to completion? There's no way he'd just...
もしそうだったら私どうすればいいの？
Huh?
だって榊さんのお父さんがあんなことになっちゃったのも、殿下がこんな目に遭ってるのも、 みんなの命が危険にさらされているのも、極東の防衛線が崩壊しそうなのも、全部パパが関わっていたら。
Stop it. That's enough. Even if any of that were true, he only would have done it if it meant increasing Japan's and humanity's chances at survival. We're just blowing smoke here. That's actually what he was going for. He's an idiot. Besides, it's all just speculation, right? I mean, I can't say it's baseless, to be honest. Whatever. That's not what she needs to hear right now. This whole situation is really stressful, so you're probably just overthinking things and getting stressed out over nothing. I mean, it's our first mission, and we've been chased all over the place by loads of enemies. Now they've got us surrounded. Anyone would be stressing out about this. But if you don't pull yourself together, you could literally die out here. And if you go down, if any one of us gets killed, the entire squad could be wiped out. Didn't you just make a promise to that pilot? We've got to survive until we've beaten the beta so you can go visit Finland, right? If you ever want that to happen, you need to focus on getting through this mission. We can worry about the rest after we make it back home safely, okay? Aw, Miki.
分かってる。
Doesn't look like that did much to boost her confidence. There's nothing else to be said. Not for me, anyhow. My convictions aren't strong enough for me to preach to Tama. I don't know how to feel about all this any more than she does. I should probably go. Sorry, I'm really tired myself, so that probably didn't come out right.
いいの。私もごめんなさい。
That second lieutenant sure was something. And I didn't think it was just a matter of her having more experience either. I'm pretty damn pathetic in comparison, aren't I? I'm gonna get going. Let's make it out of this alive, okay? Aw, Miki! Okay, I think it's just a thing where you just go around and talk to everyone. I sincerely hope that's what it is. Because if I've managed to fuck up 3 out of 5, I'm gonna feel like shit. But anyway. Class rep, how you doing? Class rep, I'm heading your way, so don't shoot.
白金、何やってるのよ。
I'm heading your way, so don't shoot. Well, it's our first actual battle, and I'm really on edge. Figured I'd take a walk to try to clear my head.
そう。
She seems pretty tired. Yeah, no shit. Even though we're on break, we're still technically supposed to be on patrol, but she isn't even nagging me about straying from my post. Of course, we had to rush all the way out here right after what happened to her dad. Now we're surrounded by enemies. I really can't say I blame her. You doing alright? Seems like you're pretty worn down. Oh, imagine why.
さっき栄養剤と興奮剤を打ったわ。白金は大丈夫そうね。
Not really. Anyway, nutrients are all well and good, but don't overdo it on the stimulants.
殿下のご様子は。
Well, she's got acute motion sickness.
え？
Doesn't help that she's probably been stressed and sleep deprived since this whole mess started. I don't think a little nap is going to do her that much good.
ごめんなさい。聞いちゃいけない情報だったわ。
Oh, right. The briefing they got didn't go into detail about the Shogun's condition at all. Maybe it was supposed to be classified? Oh well. Hey, let's get this. Her Highness told me she had TSF piloting experience. Did you know that? She said that she had about 96 hours of flight time. It's way more than even we have.
殿下は軍の最高司令官なんだから、英式教練くらい当たり前でしょ。
Crap, really? Is it common knowledge that the Shogun undergoes piloting training? Guess it's sort of like the way nobles used to master horseback riding and swordsmanship. Well, yeah, obviously, but even then, most people couldn't last that long without a fortified suit. She's really something else.
そうね。
Her voice is completely monotone, her expression's weirdly stiff. Class rep's usually pretty concerned about keeping up appearances, but I guess she just doesn't have the energy to care right now.
で、何か話があるんじゃないの？
Oh, nah, not really. I sure as hell can't tell her I was looking for someone to vent to. She just laughed me off.
今のところ、私は大丈夫よ。こんな状
Okay, if you say so. She says, despite being so exhausted that she's relying on stimulants. Gotta keep up that tough girl facade, I guess. Being constantly on the run from the enemy like this would take its toll on anyone, though, especially since it's our first battle, and that's not even to mention what happened to her dad. I remember being pretty nervous during my first mission too. We were just on guard duty around the base, but all that tension definitely wore me out after a while.
何よ。そうは見えないって顔ね。
No, it's not that. I'm just exhausted too, that's all. Even when I try to smile, it just doesn't happen. Guess I'm not doing so hot either.
あなたが来た理由当ててみましょうか。
Huh? What do you mean?
親の敵を目の前にしていつ私が暴走するとも限らない。だから釘を刺しに来た。
Not even close. Wow, that's how she interpreted this? Guess I can't blame her though. Considering the stuff I said before we left and the timing of it all, it's not hard to see how she jumped to that conclusion. Wrong. Try again.
間があったわ。
Give me a break. Said I was tired, didn't I?
じゃあ何しに来たの？
I mean, no particular reason. I just felt like it. Oh, I'm so stupid. I didn't come out here just to argue.
なら放っておいてちょうだい。
Alright, sheesh, don't get so angry. I mean, we're out here in the middle of the woods. Might as well have a good stretch, take a couple deep breaths.
おせっかいもいい加減にして。
Oh, please, no one's telling you what to do.
放っておいてって言ったでしょ。私は大丈夫だって言ってるじゃないの。
Would you calm down? Get a hold of yourself.
いいわよ。
I'd better leave it at that. I don't know if it's just the exhaustion talking or if she took too many stimulants, but class rep clearly can't control her emotions right now. Trying to continue this conversation won't do either of us any good. My bad. I'll get out of your hair. Sorry, sometimes I just need to see my squad mates to give myself a little reassurance. I don't like that they read them out. I wish they would just get rid of them like they did in the fucking first two games. I don't like seeing that in red. Maybe we should talk to Makoto. Yeah, let's talk to Makoto. Makoto should be the least affected by this out of our whole squad. But that's assuming she doesn't know what her dad really does. In reality, she might be under just as much pressure as everybody else. What's bugging me is how withdrawn she's been since the uprising began. But I'd like to think that she's trying to be considerate of everyone else, and that she's worried about her father in the capital.
Takeru! こっちこっち!
Wow, you seem very chipper. It's actually really nice to see you still acting this way, even under these circumstances. But you seem a little too perky right now. How many antidepressants did you take?
そうかな。いつも通りだと思うけど。
Yeah, that's what concerns me.
タケルは元気ないね。疲れてる？
I'm exhausted, dude. Seeing you this upbeat only makes it 10 times worse.
ひどいな。普通僕の元気な姿を見て。
Yeah, not really. You're not
俺も
Miki.
元気づけられたよ。とか。
No. Only a lunatic would say that in this situation. There's a time and place, and this ain't it.
何？どうしたの？ TPO がどうしたって？
She's forcing it. Sure you're not just pretending to be okay?
そんなことないよ。そりゃ疲れてないと言ったら嘘になるけどさ。
There's nothing wrong with trying to force a smile onto your face. In fact, I really admire that about you. But right now, you'd be better off just letting it all out. Don't feel like you have to be happy just because I'm around. That defeats the whole purpose of taking a break.
無理はしてないよ。
Really? Alright, guess I'll head back then.
もう行っちゃうの？
I don't want to keep you from resting, so I'll see you later.
せっかくだからさ、もう少し話そうよ。
As long as you promise you're not going to keep forcing a smile.
わかった。
I really don't have the energy to be reading between the lines right now, so it'll be easier on both of us if you just be straight with me.
ごめん。ほら、タケルはさ、天下を乗せてるでしょ。だから僕たち
Yeah, you're not
の
wrong.
責任が大きい分疲れてると思ってさ。
Well, I have another person's life in my hands. Can't really allow myself to think about fatigue right now, you know. I've got to stay alive to ensure Her Highness's safety.
なるほど。そう言われればそうかもね。
I appreciate you worrying about me, but I think you guys are probably just as tired as I am.
うん。
I probably felt way less pressure from having the Shogun riding with me than anyone else in Japan would have. In fact, having someone there in the cockpit with me for my first battle probably made things a bit easier overall. How so?
僕、天下が心配だよ。本当はそんなこと聞いちゃいけないんだろうけど。
Makoto too, huh? Guess it really is just a Japanese person thing in this world. Even though all their lives are at risk, they're more worried about the Shogun. And it's not just a result of the psychological training we underwent to combat the fear of death either. If anything, their fight or flight response is probably making them more worried about the Shogun's safety since she's their biggest source of strength. They didn't mention it in the briefing, so this is probably supposed to be classified, but Her Highness has acute motion sickness.
タケルそれ僕に言っちゃダメだ
Well, I
よ
just did. I've told like 2 others, so... Hey, at least you won't have to worry yourself sick thinking of worst case scenarios, right?
でも
Besides, it makes it easier on me if you guys already know about it. And you can't unhear it at this point, so I guess that makes us partners in crime, huh?
分かったよそれで殿下の具合は
She was getting tossed around a TSF cockpit at full speed without even a fortified suit, and still she never complained. She's stronger than she looks in both mind and body. I suggested we stop when I saw her getting worse, but that just made her upset. She told me not to let any more lives go to waste.
殿下
But as far as her current condition, she's stable, but not doing so hot. A little rest isn't going to be enough to fully recover. I don't know what the Major and the others are planning, but her condition's probably going to get even worse when we move out again.
僕たちも頑張らなくっちゃね
Yeah.
タケルありがとう
Whoa, where's this coming from?
タケルがいてくれてよかったよ僕たちだけだったらもっと悪い状況になっていた気がする
If you mean just in terms of piloting skills, I disagree. At this point, all our TSFs are...
もちろんタケルの OS のおかげで機体の性能が上がっていたことも大きいんだけどこんな時だから言っちゃうけど頼りになるっていうか訓練学校に来た時からタケルは技能も知識もすごくてさ
Come on, don't say that. That's not fair to you guys. The only reason I'm better at this stuff is because I've gone through it once before.
覚悟や考え方も大人っていうかまるで正規兵みたいでさ
Crazy, right? I mean, I technically do have 2 or 3 years more experience than you guys, but only because I've been tossed around the multiverse like a ragdoll in the hands of a playful god. The previous timeline, I was the one holding everyone else back.
なんかそこにいてくれるだけで安心できるんだ
I don't have that advantage anymore, though. Hell, I'm supposed to be determined to save humanity, and I can't even get my own feelings worked out.
タイのみんなもきっとそう思ってるよなんか戦場ドラマなんかだとさこういう場面の後
Don't fucking say that, you motherfucker. Why? Why? God damn it, Makoto. Like, who was it that mentioned it? Someone said something and I was like, nah, someone's gonna die on this mission. I knew it. I knew it. I can't remember who it was, but someone said something. Who was it? I can't remember who it was or what they said. Before we set out on this mission, someone said something that heavily implied one or more people were going to die on this during this mission. Like I said, I don't remember who or what it was, but I remember it. And as you can tell, I almost completely spaced it. And now fucking Makoto just reminds me, he's like, this is one of those sentimental scenes, yo, right before someone dies. Haha. Like, Makoto. Like, and the writers are probably just like, ah, yeah, we'll make them think someone's gonna die soon. We're probably gonna come out of this unscathed. But there's also the chance that they're purposely telling us this so that we're somewhat prepared. But then again, that's the thing with alternative. You're never prepared. Whoa, dude, don't jinx us here. Sheesh, right?
本当だ
Good point. Well, it's fucking too late now, ain't it? There's that Makoto laugh I know so well. Maybe there was some benefit in me coming here after all. Though it certainly didn't help ease my anxiety and frustration, so in that respect, kinda backfired. I should be going, I think.
分かった
Bye now. Make good use of the rest of your time.
殿下をお願い
I will.
君を呼んで君へかけて